Okay, so the first couple of videos I did was kind of just like I said before, part one and part two of the reason for the videos. I think I'm gonna call this channel, this thing I'm doing there, Elijah and Elaina, because my children's names are Elijah and Elaina. Elijah's a 3-year-old, born in September, so it'd be 4 soon. And my daughter is 2 years old and just had a birthday in May. And so my son and wife are out and about right now, doing whatever they're doing. And my daughter's taking a nap, so it gives me a little moment to get some thoughts out real quick. So anyway, like I said, the first couple of videos were basically just the reason why I'm doing it. And then, so from here on out, and I might do these weekly if I can. If I might come up with something else, I might add more of them during the week, but mostly maybe just weekly. Of, like I said, keeping videos under about 5 minutes, if I can, even less than that. And just touch on different topics. Different things that might strike me as interesting, and add my own little views on it. Like I said, because I hope, for the most part, this will be a benefit to my children. But maybe, just maybe, I'm hoping and praying that it can be a blessing to anyone, because that's what I've tried to do with my writing. And when I've spoken on different topics before, I've always tried to be as level-headed as possible. I think in the age in which we live, not everyone, but many people, because there are a lot of people like me too, try to be balanced no matter what their political views are or worldview is, religion-wise or non-religious. And so that being said, and sometimes you'll see a topic come up and you're thinking, and let me give my 2 cents to it, or whichever, if you're having a conversation with somebody. But sometimes, I think to myself, there are so much extreme views out there because, well, I'm, on the right or I'm on the left, and then this is how I feel about it, this, that, and the third. And nobody can't tell me anything different, right? But that's probably the reason, well, I think part of the reason why we have so much polarization in, I'm in the United States of America. Obviously, you can tell my accent. There's so much polarization in the world now. There's so much anger in the world now, right? It's visceral, because people have their views, right? And they don't want to hear anything different. And it's always possible that they could be wrong, right? But you rarely hear people say that or put that out there as a statement. Hey, this is the way I see things, this is the way I view things, but I could be wrong. Unless you can actually say, here's evidence and data that I can show that I think this is the reason why it makes me right? And in the age of social media, that's rare in general, because think about it. How many podcasts do you have out there in the world? How many people make tweets and stuff like that? Tweet is how many characters? You're not, even if somebody does a thread is only but so long. It's only but so many sources somebody's actually going to check. If they're a fan of your work, and that goes with me and many others, and it doesn't matter what your political or religious worldview is, it's going to be very, very rare that you will actually go back and click on those links and check. But here's the thing, even if you check those sources, to actually go back and do the homework, right, of checking those sources out. What's in those sources? Are there different factors? Is there an opposing view, right? Because if you like somebody, you almost don't even want to hear the opposing view, because that's what they'll do. They'll study that and not just follow their work. But they could be wrong, And the greatest historian, the greatest philosopher, the greatest thinker, politician, whoever you're a fan of, they can be wrong. As smart as they are, right? We have some great thinkers who their training maybe in one field, say they're a legendary, they could be a medical doctor, linguist, or philosopher, or whatever, anthropologist, and they're giving their views on politics, but because their views on politics seem to be similar to yours, and they must be right or truthful at every given moment, and that's just not the case all the time. So it's one of those things to really try to think through different issues and really see that, hey, there might be an opposing view to this. But that doesn't always mean, even with the opposing view, if you read it and think about it, that you have to actually give up on your view. It might just take time to really, really think about it. Really, maybe even write down your views and see if they hold water, right? So anyway, that's something else to think about. To Elaina and Elijah, be thinking, okay? Don't be afraid of opposing views.